need to talk.
2024 was probably the most bland year for Tower Heroes, with the same things as always, and one new thing that, in my opinion, was horrible. Anyway, let's recap the year. The first update of the year was Rolay. This was literally just a map, skin, and a mimic for the worst mode ever, which they refused to expand upon. The map was cool, however, seeing as it was obtained by like a little puzzle ARG. Yo, the kids love their ARGs. I thought the puzzle was pretty neat, but at its core, it's just a very small update, which was just okay, I guess. But the next one is gonna be massive. Destiny's done. This update introduced the one hero a year, which was Nuki, who I think is horrible, but you guys seem to love. This time it was a map and skins, but the map was actually difficult. The boss Ornette actually had abilities which were cool, as well as some of the enemies being immune to effects, which was a pretty cool new feature. Probably higher on the list, but as of right now, this year is looking pretty basic. The Low Chipocalypse update was horrible. It was a glorified weekly challenge of a joke that's not funny anymore. Pray to God we don't get any more Low Chip. Easter Update Part 1 was just an egg hunt, and this egg hunt sucked. Due to time, they couldn't get the map out, which, alright, makes sense, but what did we get? It was just a bad egg hunt. Probably try to do something new for this Easter, because the whole contract egg hunt thing is already getting really boring. Easter Update Part 2 was just a map and the eggs hatching into some alright skins. Maybe they should stop making entirely new characters for skins. Burl Brawl was an alright map, I guess, but the skins were pretty ugly for it. As an update, this is exactly what you'd expect, a map and skins, but maybe they should try to start doing new features instead of the same basic things we've already had. Who knows, maybe it could start to stand out from other tower defense games in a way that isn't just, hey look, pretty models. The Make a Cake collab was, in my opinion, the best of the year, with a cool map that had a ton of mini-bosses, actually good skins, and the spawn gates were a very neat feature, as they could change the texture or model of your followers and enemies. This wasn't a one-sided collab, as Make a Cake also had some new stuff, like the 3 badges and rewards in Tower Heroes, which you get by feeding towers, as well as kind of a live event. It's not really a live event, it's kind of just like a kind of basic event-ish thing, but this was actually a good update. The next update was also a collab, and it was the worst one ever. The Adidas Collab. It was a skin that you had to pay for. Such a good update, yeah. The skin should have been for Oddport, but because they, for some reason, thought this would attract new players, which it didn't, they decided, we're going to give it a chef. It was supposed to release with the next update we're going to talk about, which is the Volcano Valley revamp. This one is the basic skins and map. The map wasn't hard, but the skins were decent. Fracture should have gotten a redesign or buff at the very least, but okay. Generally, just such a boring update that one was. Just not good. Alright, Halloween and Christmas. This is where things tend to get juicy. The Halloween event was definitely the best contracts we've had, but as an update, it was just another basic event. Old maps return with a new one that wasn't that good, honestly. The skins weren't good on the map either, nor were the skins in general for the event. The contracts were definitely the best part, however, with really good mini-bosses and interesting requirements. But what I both love and hate about this event was the 5 Nights at Chuck's Diner contract. This is why the update took so long and made everyone think they were going to actually try to do something new. But no, it was just a 5 Nights at Freddy's fan game, which only was in the game for a month. I hate being a Tower Heroes fan, it's awesome. This is them improving on a feature from last year, which is a really good thing to do, though something new would have been better, to be honest. Now here's a new thing, but executed poorly. The Tower Heroes Christmas update of 2024. Snowy slopes being added was cool and all, but they removed a lot of the best things from the map, like 2 of the bosses were replaced by shitty recolors of the Furnace, who was arguably the worst. Because, God forbid, we have variety in this game. Most of the enemies were cut, but at least 2 of the skins were still obtainable from the map. We will talk about the 3rd one in a second. The crafting system was a really good idea, but the execution on it was terrible. 32 materials, all obtained by RNG. Well, actually, one of them you have to craft with materials you get from RNG. 150 possible recipes with said materials, and most of them were just followers, way too many of them that were stickers. A good chunk of the followers are just low chip as well, and the global skins aren't really that good. But the present ones hopefully will become something good when they actually open. An event where the community works together to discover recipes was a good idea until Hilo announced that the first 3 people would get physical rewards, which leads to gatekeeping. Woo! This was honestly sad, seeing a community event where they were supposed to work together being ruined by geeks who wanted to get the big prize by any means necessary, including exploit. If they do decide to expand on crafting in the future, I hope it could be executed in like a better way than it was right now. Maybe I'll have a whole video going on to how crafting could be like a good system in the future, but I don't really know. I think it's time we face the fact that Tower Heroes needs to improve. The game is rotting away until holiday events, where they actually try the slightest bit. The game could be updated way faster if they just hired other people. But guess what Smelly doesn't like? That and me for some reason. I don't know why. So many fun and unique ideas being suggested by the community every day. Some even being added in 2025, unless a final say doesn't like it. It's obvious their attention has been somewhere that isn't Tower Heroes, and it's definitely not Bloxy Hills either. And if they keep avoiding these criticisms, the game won't go anywhere. Maybe they'll have to make a really bad horror game so then they even have a chance at staying relevant. It's points like this where it's genuinely so hard to make videos on Tower Heroes with how awful this community is and how genuinely trash the game is. They have to start to try new things suggested by the community, and generally just lock in for 2025. Anyway, goodbye. I'm selling out the next video. Bye.